Hi, I'm Tim, welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it, and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. New for 2018, the 25th anniversary of the Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter. Now, the watches were upsized from the original 41 and change to an even 42, and this is one of the few variants I haven't reviewed to date. You can see on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, the watch is 42 millimeters in diameter, 13.7 millimeters thick, about 49.9 millimeters lug-to-lug across the wrist, with a spacing of 20 millimeters between the lugs. Now, the watch is a combination of stainless steel and Omega's proprietary Sedna red gold. The gold has a higher percentage of copper to make it redder, and a higher percentage of noble non-reactive metals, most notably platinum, to keep it from fading to yellow over time. It's an easy watch to wear. I can recommend it for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, especially when it's on the strap, which is wonderfully pliant and soft. The strap itself was also new for 2018, and you can see it's a double striation matte finish, vulcanized rubber. It's not a silicone, it is vulcanized rubber, and it has little waves on the underside to match the arabesque Cote de Genève on the movement, as well as the laser cut waves on the ceramic dial. So there's design continuity here in all kinds of places. The buckle, also new for 2018, features a handsome polished bevel that's a little bit evocative of the lug shape of these lyre-style Omega watches. You can see a polished and relieved Omega logo on a satin base, and then a polished pin within the buckle. Thoughtful attention to detail and much appreciated on a dive watch for easy on-the-fly adjustment. Changes for 2018 to the emblematic helium escape valve. Well, what's changed? First, the profile. It's now a bit more of a conical shape, a bit like a gold-wrapped Reese's peanut butter cup, and then you can also open it underwater during the dive. This is new for 2018. Previously, you had to set it before you forget it prior to a dive. Now, the bezel, as ever with these watches, features a shallow knurling, so it's not the easiest to grip with wet hands, but the action, that is the detent, the sound, and the feel, better than ever in this model line. It's crisp, the detent isn't too sharp. They realize that it's tough to grip this particular bezel profile, so they've reduced the effort of the detent a little bit. You can see that it's principally Sedna red gold, with red gold inside the calibrations and the numerals, but there's also a black ceramic insert which is highly scratch resistant and will protect your watch. Line up the loomed pearl with the Bond style skeleton minutes hand. Now you've got an impromptu 0 to 60 minute timer, a wonderful way to time anything. I prefer dive bezels to chronographs because they're simply easier to read, and most chronographs don't give you a 60-minute scale anyway. Inboard, you can see there's a little bit of a broken sector-style chaptering in white outboard, and the dial base is a gloss black ceramic, so you get all of the advantages you would get with enamel, namely long-lasting durability, tarnish resistance, resistance to oxidation, but you don't get the vulnerabilities or the high price of enamel with this ceramic dial. You don't get the shatter risk, you don't get the expensive replacement. It's the best of both worlds, and as you can see, the wells of the waves have a nice matte finish for contrast. This is actually a return to the wave dial that had been on the watch since 1993 until the redesign in 2012. Well, by popular acclaim, it's returned. Now you can see the watch also features a relocation of the date down to 6 o'clock, and thankfully a monotone date disc black with white print. Now there are red gold applique indices for an upscale look. The watch features both, let me pull the crown out, stop seconds and a quick set date. So you have both features. You can stop the seconds to sync to a reference time. You can also quick set to correct the watch should it run down or encounter an irregular length month. The case back, we're going to get real close here. You're looking at caliber 8800, exclusive to Omega. It's bidirectional winding. You can see ceramic rotor bearings for high efficiency, and it is a 55-hour power reserve, full balance bridge with a free-sprung index for shock resistance, SI14 silicon hairspring for anti-magnetism, 35 joules. It is a co-axial, so it has that tri-level co-axial, the latest version of the system, originally envisioned by George Daniels, invented in 1974, industrialized by Omega in 1999, and with the 8500 series, of which this is a derivative, Omega perfected the mechanism, making it both accurate and solid, that is, durable and shock resistant. The watch is basically amagnetic thanks to the silicon hairspring, and it is a Master Chronometer, a standard conceived by Omega and the Swiss Federal Institute of Metrology. Unlike the COSC standard, which it meets and exceeds. The METAS standard is a fully cased up test of the watch, not just the movement, and significantly it tests the movement in 6 positions, not just 5, to make sure there's unerring accuracy in every position on your wrist, but it also tests anti-magnetism. It tests water resistance. In addition to the water resistance and magnetic resistance, it tests winding efficiency and power reserve and shock resistance. It is a full test of the watch, the product you wear, not just some bare movement existing in space. One of the best values in dive watches, and I have to admit, a watch that makes me ask why Omega currently even bothers with the planet oceans. This is one of the best dive watches you can buy today in the market at any price. See the Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter and make it yours on the watch box. Omega Seamaster Diver 300 meter.